Yeah, Jason Moloney, talk me through the last year and a half in your life. Travel bubbles, COVID, unknowns, wins, losses, highs, lows. It's been a roller coaster the last year and a half, isn't it?
I was supposed to fight Joshua Greer back in April last year, and that's when the pandemic first initially hit, and the fight was called off. I think we were only about a week away from jumping on the plane, and we're in the unknown. At that stage, me and Andrew thought we probably aren't going to be boxing for a while, so we started doing a bit of labouring, which we've spoken about in the past, and then luckily Top Rank were the ones to kick off boxing, and me and Andrew got huge opportunities to get it over to Vegas and headline our own shows at the MGM Grand, which was just an absolute dream come true. So, and then I had a good win, probably the best win of my career, or the most satisfying win of my career against Leonardo Baez, and it put me right in line. It moved me to the number one contender in the world, and I earned the shot to fight Naoya Inoue. So that was one of the best moments of my career, to win that fight and sort of turn the luck around for our team. Then obviously it opened the doors to me fighting Inoue, which was just a dream come true again, and had another headline slot of fighting one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world, and dared to be great and stepped in against one of the absolute best of this era, and unfortunately fell short, which was hard to take. Obviously I knew going into that fight that it was a huge ask. He's pound for pound one of the very best in the world, but I really believed that I had what it takes to beat him, and gave it my absolute all.
What labouring did you guys go and do?
There's a resort, just a local resort, where people go and stay, and me and Andrew were like staying in the deck one day and doing some pressure cleaning another day and doing some painting another. We were just doing what we could. A few days here and there just to pay the bills.
Not to sort of labour on the point too much, but when you got the hose out and you're spraying decks, like that's got to seem so far away from fighting Naoya Inoue, like 8 months later, right?
Absolutely. But that's all right. I'm not afraid of a bit of hard work. I've done my days of my landscaping and my plumbing, and I don't mind getting my hands dirty. But it certainly makes you realise how lucky I am that I get to wake up every day and do a job that I absolutely love, and live out my dream. So I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah, on the Inoue fight, like you mentioned, disappointed in your performance that night. Like how does the whole thing sit with you now about what are we, about 8 or 9 months on?
I went in that fight and I really believed I could beat him, and I guess I let him get control, and he was a very tricky man to take that control over. He's obviously an absolute freak and extremely explosive and so smart in there, and makes it very hard for you to sort of do what you want to do when you're in the ring with him. And it was devastating to take that loss, but I just take the positives, and I learnt a lot from that fight, and right now I just feel like I'm a much better fighter from the experience, and I feel like this is sort of a new chapter of my career. I can go out there next weekend and put on a great performance and make a bit of a statement and show that I am one of the best bantamweights in the world. And if you take Inoue out of the equation, obviously he beat me, I still know that I beat any other bantamweight in the world on my night. So I just got to get a good win here and get back in the mix.
What do you make of Joshua Greer's, I suppose, recent form? Obviously, you were preparing, you were sort of mentally building up to fight him anyway, just over a year ago. What do you make of him over the past 12 months or so?
Yeah, well, I think that's probably what makes this fight so exciting, that this is just a must-win fight for both of us. After our fight got cancelled, we went different ways, and he took a loss, and then he made a few changes with his team and everything, and tried to bounce back and had a draw. So we're both in an absolute must-win situation in our careers, and there's a lot on the line. He's rated number 4 in the world at the moment, so a win over him is going to put me right in the world title picture and right back up the ratings, and a loss for either of us is just an absolute major setback. So there's a lot on the line. I know he'll be coming in real hungry, because his recent form hasn't been great, and I respect him for taking the fight. He sort of put the word out and almost called me out and said this is the fight that he wanted, which I think was a big mistake on his behalf. But I respect him, and it's going to be a great fight. But I just don't think he's on my level, and the level that I want to be at, and the level of a fighter that I believe I am. I've got to beat this guy pretty convincingly to move on to bigger and better things, and be the world champion that I want to be. So I hope I'll put together a really great performance, and I think I should stop Greer within 6 rounds if I perform at my best.
Do you have a vision of where that path is, with the win next weekend? Like, is it a certain bout you're going to go after, or you just have to wait and see what's out there after this?
Greer's rated number 4 in the WBO, so it'll put me right up the ratings there, where Casimiro's the champion. But we're also fighting for the WBC silver title, so it'll put me in a really nice position with the WBC as well. And Donaire is currently the champion there. So, either of those guys that are holding those belts, whoever I can get my hand on first really is the preference. I would love myself to fight Donaire just because he's such a champion of the sport, and a future Hall of Famer, and just a legend of the game. But I'd love the opportunity to fight him for the WBC title, but we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, I'd love to get my hands on Casimiro as well. So whatever is going to get a world title around my waist, the sooner, the better.